भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are continuing the book Nectarean Ocean of the Holy Name by Sachinandana Swami Maharaj. We are reading the Sishtastaka verses. Yesterday we read up to 7th verse, verse 8. Ashlishyavapada Pratam Pinastu Mam Adarshanan Marmahatam Karotu Va Yata Tatava Vidadatu Lampato Matprananatastu Saeva Paraha. Lord Krishna tightly embraced this maid servant who has fallen at his lotus feet, or let him trample me or break my heart by never being visible to me. He is a debauchee after all, and can do whatever he likes, but he is still no one other than the worshipable Lord of my heart. In summary, we can meditate on the 8 slokas of Sri Sistashtaka as an illusion to the gradual, an illustration to the gradual development of bhakti as it is described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The first verse establishes the Shraddha, faith in the holy name by enumerating its 7 transcendental qualities. Second verse describes the progress from sadhu sangha and bhajana kriya to anudharivrutti by pointing out great spiritual potency of holy name as the best means of sadhana, and by stressing the importance of becoming free from anarthas and by avoiding the 10 offenses against the holy name. The third verse illustrates the mood of deep humility of a devotee who has attained the stage of Nishtha, study faith. The fourth verse expresses the attitude of a devotee on the stage of Ruchi, who forgets about his material desire and develops unallied devotion to Krishna. The fifth verse depicts the prayer of a devotee who is endowed with asakti, deep affection for Krishna, and hankers for nothing than his association. The sixth verse shows the ecstatic symptoms of a devotee who has obtained bhava, ecstatic love for Krishna. The seventh verse expresses the feelings of separation, vipralamba, of a devotee who has ultimately attained the supreme stage of prema, pure love of God. The eighth verse is the prayer to such a devotee in prema bhakti who has realized this eternal individual relationship with Krishna and experiences Sambhoga, a direct association with the Lord. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura concludes these descriptions in his Bhajana Rahasya with the following request. O brother, the holy name never loses potency either at the stage of practice or perfection. Therefore, chant the holy name and consider it your sole objective. Do not consider any other means of sadhana. Sri Krishna Namashtaka. This prayer from Srila Rupa Goswami glorifies Sri Harinama Prabhu, the most merciful personality of the holy name, who has descended into the material world in order to rescue and enliven all living entities. Rupa Goswami starts by prostrating himself onto the lotus feet of Sri Harinama. He declares that since the holy name is worshipped even by the Vedas in person, it is most appropriate to take shelter of him. Yeah, that Sri Krishna Namashtaka. Nikila Shruti Mauli Ratnamala Juti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta Ayi Mukta Kulai Upasyamanam Paritastvam Harinama Samshrayami. Nikila of all Shruti of the Upanishad, Mauli, the crown jewel, Ratnamala of the jewel necklace, Jyoti, brilliant, Nirajita, being worshipped in say ceremony, Pada Pankaja of your lotus feet, Anta, the tip of the toes, I, O Harinama, Mukta Kulaha, of the all liberated personalities. Upa as Upa Asyamanam, being praised and worshipped. Paritaha, completely all around. Tvam, by you. Harinama, O Harinama. Samprayami, I take shelter. So see, Harinama, the entire galaxy of Upanishad, which are like a necklace of most precious gems, are serving the toenails of your lotus feet with their brilliance. In such a way, the Vedic scriptures are constantly glorifying your lotus feet. Great yogis, sages, and liberated transcendentalists are engaging in worshipping you. Therefore, I fully surrender unto you and humbly pray for your lotus, for your shelter. Not only do the sages worship Sri Harinama, but they also constantly chant the Krishna's name because he appeared to please everyone in the material world. Thus, beside relieving one from sinful reactions, chanting the holy name also gives supreme pleasure. I think I can stop here for today. We completed reading the Shishtastaka final verse. It's like final verse talks about prayer of devotee who is in a fully absorbed in Krishna and who is also at the stage of prema bhakti. So as it described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, how the eight slokas of Srishtastaka illustrates the gradual development of bhakti from Shraddha to Adho Shraddha to Prema. So, in summary, the first verse describes establishes the Shraddha, faith in the holy name, and the second verse describes the progress from sadhu sangha, bhakti, and bhajana kriya to anartha nivrutti. Third verse illustrates the mood of deep humility of devotee who has attained the stage of nishta. Fourth verse expresses attitude of devotee on the stage of ruchi. Fifth verse talks about asakti, deep affection for Krishna and hankering for nothing than his association. Sixth verse shows the ecstatic symptoms of a devotee, who has obtained the stage of bhava. Seventh verse expresses, vipralamba bhava, and eighth verse, is the prayer for the such a devotee who is in the prema bhakti. So, oh brother, holy name never loses potency either at the stage of practice or perfection. So one has to chant the holy name and consider it as a sole object. So there's no other means of sadhana that would help us in the process of bhakti. And then we read the first verse of Sri Namastaka. This prayer is by, Rupa Goswami glorifying the Sri Harinam Prabhu. And this first verse talks about how, Harinama is the entire galaxy of Upanishad, which are a necklace of most precious gems serving the toenails of lotus feet. And also, Vedic scriptures are constantly glorifying the lotus feet. Yogis, liberated transcendentalists also engaging in worshipping of you. Therefore, I fully surrender unto you. Pray for your shelter. So, with that, we can stop today's reading.